Good morning, and I'd like to introduce Sanu Gold. We're a junior gold exploration company with ground in Guinea in the Siguiri Basin. So usual disclaimer here on the second slide. And like the previous speaker pointed out, we're in the region that's become by far the biggest gold producer globally. And specifically, we're in Guinea's Siguiri Basin, and the country it's number 20 on global gold production list. Pretty attractive mining jurisdiction, and the board has a fair amount of experience in West Africa. I myself was involved in the early days at the Sabodala mine and some other projects in Burkina Faso and Ivory Coast. And quite a diverse board there, including Guinea experience on our senior advisory board there with Richard and Peter. Very tight share structure. We listed in June last year. We have about 64 million all in stock outstanding, and currently trading at just under our listing price, which was 33. Mostly held by insiders and management, and a small amount held by retail, and then the rest between high net worth individuals and institutional. So quite tight, and we have enough treasury there to start our drilling program. Our ESG is fairly typical for a junior explorer. We work very intensely with the local community on our, virtually all of our management is Guinean, with some expats from Senegal on the exploration front. Most of our local management speak the language in the Siguiri Basin, Mandingo, and we make it a point to see all the communities on the permits and hire most of our local labour from within the communities. We're currently building camps on our permits. We're using local labour and procurement of construction materials. We're starting early programs of tree planting, and just in general contributing to the local community as much as possible, maximizing that. So we have 3 permits here. The yellow area is outlining the Siguiri Basin, and you can see the other big producers, Nordgold's Lefa mine, Siguiri's AngloGold Siguiri mine, the SAG mine, and then the new discovery down there in the Kurusa by AXX Junior Predictive, the Bunkan discovery, which was quite spectacular, 4.2 million ounces currently. And incidentally, discovery costs have been very good in the region. Predictive, for example, have less than, I think, well under $10 per ounce in terms of discovery and drill out costs. Our 3 permits there are in the white circles, Daina, Diguifara and Bantabaye. Total land area is just under 300 square kilometres. We're quite well located off the main bitumen highway there at Daina and Diguifara, and then secondary roads that connect Kurusa to Bantabaye and the Lefa gold mine there. We've completed, prior to the listing, a very systematic termite mound geochemistry, well over 16,000 samples collected across the permit that defined very large trends, up to 10 kilometers strike length individually, but many others. And we've been very busy with auger drilling. The auger drilling will follow up on the surface gold anomalies, basically defining where's the gold coming from in the bedrock. The auger is quite a low-cost, fast tool to see through the overburden. There's extensive laterite cover right through the region. And then with the auger, you can hone into the gold-bearing structures in the bedrock. So we've done over 37,000 meters across the 3 permits. And as a result, defined extensive gold trends in the bedrock at all 3 of our permits. At Daina, we have 15 kilometers of mineralized structure in the bedrock on 3 priority targets. At Bantabaye, we've outlined 9 kilometers of gold-bearing structure in the bedrock, over 10 targets. And at Diguifara, 4 priority targets, over 7 kilometers of strike lengths. So we'll be looking to do a fairly aggressive RC drilling program, testing these targets over the next 6 months. So a total of 25,000 meters across the 3 permits. Last year, we did our maiden program in the wet season at Daina, July, August, September. We drilled 1 of our trends and some scout drilling of 2 of the other trends, basically at Daina here. On Daina 2, we drilled in the center of the anomaly and got some very interesting intercepts actually, 4.7 over 21, 5.4 over 15, 5.5 over 11, just under 2 over 37. And you'll notice there's some very high-grade numbers in each of them. These relate to, to steep dipping veins that we can see in some of the exposures created by traditional miners in the area. And there's basically a Gravaki unit that forms the envelope to mineralization, and then you have different vein sets in there. And the bedrock in between is mineralized, but the high grades are coming out of discrete veins. So we're looking to optimize in the next round of follow-up drilling to intersect these veins better, but still drilling at high angles to the overall mineralized package. And it's actually quite similar to some of the other big operations in the district, which sometimes use 5, 6 different drilling orientations, even in the same pit, to define their resources. So we tested about 250, 300 meters of strike length at Daina 2. The whole trend at Daina 2 is 4.5 kilometers, so it's still quite wide open. And then the drilling at 1 and 6, which has similar geology where we get exposures. It was really just scout drilling, 1 or 2 lines with 2 or 3 shallow holes. We got sniffs of gold there, in some cases up to 30 grams. We need to follow that up with more systematic drilling. And the depth of the exudation in the region is actually about 60, 70 meters vertically. So good potential for large oxide resources. So 25,000 meters of drilling outlined for the next 6 months. So that'll give us well over 200 holes. So many chances to return good drill intercepts from that. 10,000 meters at Bantabaye, it'll be our maiden program there. 10,000 meters of follow-up and further target testing at Daina 2. And 5,000 meters planned at Diguifara. So that should give us a lot of interesting news flow over the 6 months. And given the tight share structure, we should see a response in the share price, and that'll help us raise more funding to then hopefully drill out some resources later on. The work last year basically showed the geological concepts are valid. We have large, extensive gold-bearing structures in the bedrock, and they're capable of delivering good quality intercepts and width. And the methodology works. The approach of surface geochemistry, auger drilling, follow up with RC drilling is a good way to fast get to discoveries. And we're looking forward to this 25,000 meter program over the next 6 months. And as you know, there's lots of M&A activity, so we don't necessarily have to take everything into production ourselves. There'll be plenty of hungry neighbors in the district. And this basically concludes the talk ahead of time.